Working in customer support is never easy. Working in tech support? I can't even imagine. Welcome to this episode of Tales from Tech Support. Our first tale is from Duke of Dummies. I used to work IT in college as a student job for my university. We'd fix problems, set up machines in conference rooms, and also rent out equipment like loaner laptops and projectors. Sometimes, when the projectors and other loaner equipment weren't really being used, we'd attempt to advertise by using one to project something random on the wall of our room. Well, one year we decided to start streaming the World Cup on the wall. None of us were really sports fans, let alone soccer fans, but we had a diverse crowd move through, so it wasn't distracting and it brought people into our office. Well, day 2 or 3 we started streaming and we had a random guy come in all sheepish.
Hey, I hear you're showing the World Cup?
Oh yeah, we point to the wall.
You mind if I sit in for a bit?
Nah, go for it. Well, he was there for a while. Real nice guy. Pretty quiet. We almost forgot he was there, when suddenly one of the event coordinators barges in like a bat out of hell.
You're on, now! Oh!
He runs out of the room. Apparently, he was the guest speaker who flew in from outside the country. They were tearing apart the building looking for him, and by sheer dumb luck, stumbled across him in our office. He was there for at least 30 minutes, possibly an hour or more. Don't know exactly how long we delayed the conference, but from then on, we were banned from showing any World Cup matches. Apparently, it's just too addictive. It may be too addictive, but it also might be therapeutic, especially if that person was supposed to be a guest speaker. Maybe they just were super nervous, and being able to watch the World Cup helped calm their nerves just a little bit. Our next tale is by Solaris Wesson. So, this isn't 100% tech support, but I worked for a fiber ops company running cables, splicing street joints, going into pits, testing end-to-end at sites, etc, etc. One day we go into a big building, have to check in with security, and the guard leads us to the fiber room. A small room way out of the way that only we have a key for. The guard says,
"Oh, we don't have a key for that room."
Our usual response? All good, it's an Optus key, so only fiber techies have it. And we open the room and get to work. A few minutes later, while we were running tests, the head of security comes past to check on us, and seemed nice. We pack up, lock the door, and leave. No problems. About a month or two later, we go back to the same building for another fiber run. We check in with security and get escorted to the door, but something is off. The door is not as far down the hallway as last time. We ask the security guard to open the door and he checks his keys and says,
"Oh, I don't have that key."
We can tell it's not an Optus key either, so the guard calls his manager, who takes 15 minutes to come down. And when he walks up, he looks pretty smug and we ask about the door. His response was,
"I didn't have a key to that door, so I put a door in front of it that only I have a key to because I don't trust it."
We just looked at him stunned, like, what the fuck? We still got in, did our work, and left. This is one of many stories about power-mad security managers I have from working in fiber. The sad thing is, I can completely believe that there would be managers just like this that have an ego so large they need to have full control over everything, or at least in their head, think they have full control. Our next tale is from Renticle. If everyone involved were honest, I imagine the conversation would go like this.
"Hello, I'm manager from customer company and I need assistance with a bug. Some important files have again been changed, moved, deleted, or defaced."
"Hello, I'm OP, your stupidly expensive consultant, here to fix your mess again. This is not a bug. The files were modified on this date by the administrator account."
"That's not possible. I'm the only person using the administrator account and I didn't do anything."
"Are you 100% sure? If so, you may have a security breach and I will need to alert everyone, change passwords, etc, etc.
No, don't change the password, otherwise I'll need to tell everyone all over again.
Everyone? You said you're the only person with the password.
Well, of course my coworker has the password for when I'm out, and my team for the jobs I don't want to do myself, and the CEO because he asked. And how can you say no to the CEO?
I'll pretend I didn't hear that. Don't put it into an email or I'll be forced to reset your passwords for real. You know that you shouldn't share passwords, right?
But we all need to work on this, and we all need the highest permissions, and anyway, I trust everyone not to do anything wrong, ever.
Sure, I guess those files got deleted all on their own.
It must have been the new employee. They're very stupid. It won't happen again.
Right, listen, this is the 24,601st time this happened already. How about we make individual named accounts for everyone here? I'll even give you all admin privileges, even though I know it's a bad idea, because I know you'll share the passwords anyway. And at least next time someone breaks something, we'll know exactly who it is and we can go frown at them and get some basic remedial computer training.
That would be smart and save us a lot of money and headaches in the long run, so I have to refuse. We will continue with the current system of letting everyone use the administrator account, and I'll call in a couple weeks when I fuck something else up. I meant the intern. It was definitely the fault of an intern.
Sure thing. That'll be 1K, and thanks for your contribution to my quarterly bonus. Fictional conversation. Real customer. Instead, they just insist they have no idea what's happening, and I have to roll with it. Take it from me, consultants are not paid for their expertise. We're paid to not laugh in the customer's face when they lie to us about their shitty security practices. The sad part of this is I believe this is how a lot of tech support calls actually go, especially if somebody does fuck something up. They never want to take accountability and admit that they fucked it up. This next tale is by Caribou16. I was goofing off on LinkedIn today and saw an update from a former intern who worked the summer at an organization where I was a sysadmin in the late 2000s and was reminded of this tale. I mainly handled infra, operations IT, and the new intern knocked on my door one morning, introduced himself as working for one of my colleagues on the app development side of the shop, and said he needed a static IP address to configure a small label printer to do some testing with an application. Sure, no problem, here you go. Hours go by and the frustrated intern knocks again, saying he wasn't able to find the IP address I gave him. I asked him what he meant by find. Apparently, he had been plugging his laptop, configured for DHCP, into every unused network drop in the building, looking for it to pick up the IP I had given him. I'm really hoping that the earlier mention of former intern meant that they were no longer working in any form of IT or app development or anything that required them knowing what an IP address is, or even how it functions. Our next tale is from Bicky005. Story takes place before GDPR rules, around 2017, for context. Was working internal service desk for a company of around 700 employees. We had an annual target where we would all get a bonus if the goals were met. We used Skype for business calling, meetings and chat, and Outlook for emailing. So I was minding my business at someone's desk, installing a new docking station, when they hit me with the next question.
So OP, do we get our bonus this year or what?
What do you mean? How would I know? This is something HR communicates.
Come on, don't play dumb. We know you read all our Skype messages and Outlook mails, so you probably already know if the target is met. So how about it?
I couldn't even react to this. This was a genuine question from a group of ladies. Do they think we have time for that? What do you think we do all day? Thousands of mails are sent per month. Don't even know the numbers for chats. The only thing I could think is maybe they had a bad experience at a previous company where the people in IT actually did go through all of their stuff and called them out on it. I don't know. It's just a really weird question though to go and ask somebody in IT. And our final tale is by The Ducks. Some years ago, I was running IT for a department at a university. We had many academic staff who thought they were a lot more important than they actually were, and a few who were exactly as important as they thought they were. We got a call in one day from the personal assistant of one of the latter, who said, "Mr. C's BlackBerry isn't working anymore. Can you please come and have a look at it?" Mr. C was an adjunct appointment, meaning we probably didn't actually pay the guy. He was the former head of a national political party and in the running to be prime minister at one time. We were under instructions to keep the guy happy. Fair enough. So we didn't actually provide or support BlackBerries, and it was a bit of a surprise to get a support call for one of them. But again, Mr. C was important, so I went along to see what the problem was. I arrived to Mr. C's office and had a look at his BlackBerry. Sure enough, it had been remote wiped and bricked. I gently brought up that this looks like it had happened and asked where it came from. He said,
"I got it from Parliament. I use it every day."
Being a follower of news, I again gently said, "I don't presume to know your business, but I recall you didn't run for re-election 6 months ago. Do you think that because you're no longer a member of Parliament, that might be why?" The proverbial light bulb went off and he said glumly,
Yeah, I guess that's possible."
I never heard from him again, and he went on to become an ambassador and state governor. I think what I'm more baffled by is if you're given a phone by any job that you work at, if the job is the one giving you the phone, then that phone is the property of that job. Meaning, if you're no longer working there or doing said job, then you need to give the phone back. Clearly that was one memo Mr. C did not receive. Alright, that's enough tales for the day. Well, that wraps up this episode of Tales from Tech Support. If you liked the video, please drop a like, share my content on all of your social media, subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to hit that bell so you're notified every time I upload, and drop a comment down below. It really helps with the algorithm and helps new people find my channel. Thanks for watching, thanks to my patrons, have a great day and stay safe out there.